this is Zibo and welcome to this video. So as usual, in a few hours time, the new patch will actually drop on the global server, and together with it comes the new hero, Necromancer Noxia. So other than Necromancer Noxia being in the pickup hero summon, there's also Mecha Warrior Oghma and Executive Red Hood Arabelle. So whenever I release a new how worthy video on the new heroes, people will actually ask me which unit should I go for in the summon up banner. And as usual, I'm going to answer all these questions on why you should go for certain unit, why you should start investing in certain unit, as well as the pros and cons of certain unit in today's video. So without further ado, let us start on the first unit, which is Necromancer Noxia. So Noxia is a new dark support unit and she's a summoner unit. So even though she has a support tag, don't be fooled by it. She's actually a really good damage dealer. At the same time, she's a very good to have standalone unit that is really strong in the upcoming arena and Colosseum meta. So she is in a sense one of the up and coming future princess type of unit because of how the spirit works. Because the spirit works as an additional unit which is able to direct attacks away from your team, so it is very disruptive, like I mentioned in the how worthy video, and I'll link up the how worthy video in the card above so you guys can go watch it. And because of how disruptive the spirit is, right, the combination of her being able to summon the spirit continuously, as well as the spirit being able to deal damage and tank up as a mid shield, makes her a really awesome unit to have. So her damage output as a red unit isn't really that fantastic because her party buff is HP plus 40% and her attack frequency is actually very slow. And based on her stats, you guys can see that she's not particularly offensive, but different from other characters, right? Noxia is actually a 2 unit built into one, so her damage output is definitely gonna be slightly higher than most units other than those that are hyper offensive. So that's one thing that you guys should take note of. So should you invest in Noxia? My answer to you is, if you're a newcomer and you're looking for a unit to help you clear PvE game modes very easily, then Noxia is definitely a must summon. If you are looking to improve your raid teams and if you are looking to boost your dark team's damage within guild raids, I won't say that Noxia is a go-to, because honestly speaking, her damage output in terms of raids isn't really fantastic. She's not going to beat Arabelle in terms of pure damage output, but she's an awesome unit in arena as well as Colosseum upon her release, and I'm pretty sure she's going to stay for a bit, because as long as there's projectile based weapon skills or projectile based secondary skill or abilities, Noxia Spirit can definitely come into play to disrupt all these plans of your opponent. So if you want a strong unit, you want a good all-rounder unit, I would suggest Noxia being summoned this time around and being kept in your arsenal. So let us move on to the next unit, which is Mecha Warrior Oghma. So Oghma is one of the best tanks in the game right now, right? His party buff is actually defense plus 45%, and he's the only unit right now with this party buff, right? So the other units with this party buff are your rest, which are Rank Tank, Craig, as well as Lavi. So those rare units can't compare to him, and in order to make most of the ranged team work, right, this party buff is really essential, because it just beefs up your range units defenses by quite a bit to make them more survivable, to tank more damage or tank more hits. And his special ability is really special because it's a team based defense buff, and it is what kept Oghma really relevant in the game, because whenever you need a tank that is able to buff up your whole team's defense, right, in the Colosseum game mode, then Oghma is definitely your first choice, because this is a permanent defense buff as compared to Future Princess 30% defense buff to the whole team based on the second skill for about 5 seconds. This is a permanent one. So what this means is, with Oghma in the team, your whole team's survival rate is increased tremendously. And at the same time, right, Oghma is just that unit that is so damn tanky because of the various buffs to his defensive stats, from his party buff to his ability to equip her shield to his above average defense stat, as well as his secondary ability over here, which is called the tactical shield, you guys can see, right, just how tank Oghma is as a unit. So in all honesty, I feel that Oghma is going to be power creeped really soon, right? As long as you have a better plus defense unit that is introduced to the pool, there's a very high chance that the unit can replace Oghma. But you know, those are all speculations for the future. At the current state of the game, Oghma is definitely one of the best tanks in the game, side by side with Future Princess, although Future Princess will always beat Oghma in the arena hands down. But Oghma is what has enabled a lot of different arena lineups as well as Colosseum lineups. So if you're looking for a tank in your team, right, you're looking for frontliner, you're looking to construct a very powerful Colosseum team, and you already have the damage dealers ready, then you should probably go for Oghma. So let us move on to the last unit in the list, which is Executive Red Hood Arabelle. So Arabelle, right, has received many buffs coming up to this patch. So previously she was greatly overshadowed by Beth as the strongest dark damage dealer, but with her recent stats buff, weapon buff, as well as party buff and special ability buff, she's able to go toe to toe with Beth in terms of damage output. And she's actually better than Beth in the Colosseum setting because range units are just generally better, and because Arabelle has a better weapon skill in that sense, because her weapon skill is 2-hit crowd control and is able to bounce off walls, which will guarantee a hit on your enemy. So because melee unit is not so good within the Colosseum, Beth won't really be your go-to for your Colosseum unit. Therefore, in Colosseum, Arabelle is definitely better than Beth. And in terms of rate, right, if you have a Beth invested, then having an Arabelle to boost your Beth's damage output is definitely appreciated. Sadly, there isn't really any gun that gives you melee attack, but Beth's dark attack, when combined with her naturally high crit chance from her special ability as well as her really high attack stat, makes her a really good damage dealing monster. So if you're looking to build a dark team, right, and you want a good dark red unit, then I'll say that Arabelle is your go-to. And if you compare Noxia to Arabelle, I'll say if you want sheer damage, then go for Arabelle. If you want more versatility in terms of PvP and in terms of Colosseum, then go for Noxia. So that's my take in these two units, right? All three of them are different and all three of them are strong in different aspects of the game. So Arabelle is stronger in terms of pure damage output, so she's better in raids, perhaps even orbital lift and your PvE contents. But Oghma is way better as a team unit, so he's a really good team tank, and he excels in Colosseum and Arena because he's able to make different compositions work. And lastly, Noxia is just a fantastic unit all around because the summon mechanics is really new, and I think the summon mechanics will force your opponent to adjust to Noxia. So if you are looking for meta unit for PvP, then go for Noxia, because Noxia is definitely gonna deliver results in the PvP game mode. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully this piece of information is useful for you to decide on which unit you want to build for the upcoming banner. And you know, take note, if you are not building for dark units or you are just not a fan of the dark element, then these three banners is definitely skippable, right? So end of the day, it's really based on what you need and whether or not you want to build your dark team. If not, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell in order to receive more updates from this channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.